Hello, welcome to the Awakened and Aligned podcast and the YouTube show. And here I am with you today. Shannon Kaiser is my name. And I'm super stoked to be here with you and talk about these things that are so important and they're on my heart and mind. And many of my coaching clients are experiencing these things. So that's why I'm just so thrilled that we get to take it to YouTube. And I've been sharing on social media as well. Everything here is about you and aligning to your true self. I am here to help you really get back to you, return to you from a place of authenticity, a place of self understanding, self awareness. And it's all under the umbrella of spirituality, psychology, and mental health. And so, to be of service to you today, we have a topic that can really support you on your journey of personal growth. And that is this idea of identifying others who are also doing inner work. Now, chances are you are watching this show because you are on a personal growth path. You're drawn to channels and topics like this because you are wanting to have answers and understand yourself and others more. So, identifying others who are also doing work can help us feel better, connect deeper, and also allow ourselves to grow the connection from a place of camaraderie, a place of love, a place of understanding. The reason this is important is because a lot of people say they're doing the work, especially in the spiritual community, especially in the self help community. And this is not about judgment at all. This is actually not at all about ego of I'm doing the work and you're not. It's nothing like that. It's actually just helping you identify where you are on your path because it's all about you, where you are, and how you relate to others. Because what I find is a lot of people, at least in my personal life, I'm a very spiritual person. I embody, I allow myself to like love the whole idea of growing, and personal growth is very important to me. And I meet people who also say it's important to them, yet they're not being accountable in their life. They're not really looking at their side of the street. They're blaming, they're manipulating, they're often not doing the work at all. And they're really hurting other people. And it doesn't matter how many Eckhart Tolle, and sessions they go to, or Deepak Chopra things they download, or Oprah videos they watch. That's all well and good. But if you're not allowing yourself to really integrate and look inside of you and really look at who I am as a person, why do I do what I do? How do my actions affect those around me? That to me is what the inner work is, because when we focus on me, it's really a collective we, because we know we are all connected. Whereas the difference with people who maybe say they're doing the inner work, or people who are maybe more toxic or energetically kind of in it for themselves, it's what's in it for me, for me, for me, only me. They don't see a we, although they may make you think there's a we. It's ultimately always about me. So that's the distinguishing difference. So, how do we really identify so you can surround yourself with people who are similar in heart and mind, and protect yourself from getting taken advantage of? Because that's not, oh, if I could just protect you from being hurt, that would be, I feel like a big sister, a grandmother, something like that to you. It would be my greatest wish to take that away. But at the same time, what we go through is so important. And I would never want anyone to take away the pain that I've suffered. The psychological and emotional abuse was very important for me to be able to be who I am today, to be able to write the books that I do, to be able to know what depression truly is, to understand what real abuse is. I wouldn't take that away. So as much as I say it's painful, it all does serve a purpose. And I come with compassion to hope that wherever you are in your journey, know that you're doing a beautiful, beautiful thing, showing up for yourself for videos and places like this. So I'll start with how do we really know if someone's doing the inner work? Number one, they're able to be present with their emotions in a non reactive way. Now, Dominique Q says this, and Dominique talks about, in a non reactive way is the key. We all have emotions, but many of us are taught at a very young age that our emotions are, we shouldn't feel certain emotions. I grew up in a household where anger wasn't really expressed. So I started to have a lot of anger because I felt like I couldn't express it. And then I grow up and I have these anger outbursts randomly because the good girl's not supposed to be angry, right? And then boom, it explodes. Well, I've worked through that, through my inner child work, through my inner work and my own therapy and process of personal development. because I wanted to know how my anger was affecting others. And so sometimes we have to know why we're feeling what we're feeling. On the same token, if somebody is able to be with their emotions and either self regulate or look at their emotions, not from a place of this is a bad thing, but an acceptance, that is a really beautiful sign. That's a beautiful sign that someone is willing to recognize that emotions are part of the human experience. We all have such a layered experience. And if we allow ourselves to feel all of these emotions, then we truly can really connect with others and recognize it's not bad. None of the emotions are bad. They may feel bad when you're in them because of what we've been taught, but there is a profound greatness with every emotion. So the second thing, Dominique Q also talks about the experience. So you can tell when someone does inner work, when they experience emotions, not as drama, but as an opportunity to deepen the connection. Recently I had a situation where I brought up to a dear friend at the time who I wanted to share a perspective of something that I felt had hurt me. And it turned into, they kept calling it a drama, me sharing my feelings. They were like, this is so dramatic. This is such a drama. And I was looking at it as an opportunity. I wanted to connect with them deeper. Like that was my ultimate goal in sharing. But they saw it as just a waste of time. There was even a comment from another friend at a time, like, of all the things in the world, we're not, we're not here, like we're talking about this. We're not focusing on how we can save the world. And that felt very like invalidating, in the spiritual community, especially. We want to make difference in the world. A lot of us are teachers or helpers, healers. Maybe you have a big heart and you just want to be there for the people in your life. And someone comes in and is like, I can't believe we're talking about this thing. The thing is, it's important to you. Your feelings matter. And so if you are in a connection where you don't feel emotionally safe, then that's probably someone who's not willing to do the work or who is not open to doing the work, at least to the level or the capacity that you are. Now, again, this is not about judgment. We're not shaming anyone. I'm not judging anyone. It's not that at all. It's just recognizing where you are on your journey so you can decide, do I want to be around people who make me feel this way, whatever that way is. And then you can reclaim also is, I am the only one who has the power to give my point to others. So if you're standing there saying that person hurt me, they probably did. That's important to recognize. But it's possible that that's a trigger from something in your past that wants to be looked at. That's part of the inner work. And so once we start getting more deep involved on our personal growth journey and our spiritual journey, we start to recognize that we don't have to attribute others to our own experience. Our own experience is ours. And that's also part of recognizing if you're doing the inner work, instead of blaming, shaming yourself or others, you start to take accountability. It's beautiful when you can be accountable. Oh, it's such an attractive quality. It's been a long time since I've seen another person, at least that I tend to get involved with in the past, with people who just weren't accountable. And I started to look at that and I said, well, where am I not accountable in my life? Well, I wasn't actually speaking up or allowing myself to really say what was on my mind. So I started to be more accountable. My relationships with many people fell away, but I started to make room for more quality relationships. That is what truly matters. That's what's important. So, another way to know if someone is doing the inner work is you feel emotionally safe with them. You feel physically and spiritually safe with them. Safety is a very important thing. And people who tend to go on spiritual growth journeys or personal growth journeys or read self help books, meditate, practice mindfulness, they tend to have more compassion for others and let them be where they are. And so that creates a level of intimacy and safety for you and the other person. It's a beautiful thing to grow relationships on this foundation. And so, what you can look for in your connections is a way to connect deeper. And this looks like, do I feel safe with them? Do I feel emotionally validated? Do I feel spiritually understood? Now, everyone's different, right? Sometimes we go through life feeling very misunderstood. So this is an opportunity to understand yourself. Turn it back on you with each one of these instead of, are they emotionally validating? No, ask yourself, am I emotionally validating me? Are they blaming me? Well, where do I blame myself, right? Because we are all triggering and reflecting and mirroring each other, some more than others. Again, accountability, you do you and they'll do them. Side of the street, focus on your side of the street. So, another way to know if somebody is doing the work is they embody their values. They don't speak them or try to mirror your values. They actually embody them. And they do this by having consistency with their words and their actions. Do their words and actions match up? And, I get we're all human. Sometimes we will overpromise and things come up. But if they're constantly always late, always blaming, not really taking you into consideration, chances are they probably aren't doing a lot of inner work and they're just comfortable living their life in the way that they are, which is using other people and going about their life, kind of manipulating situations. And God bless everyone on their journey. You return to you and just focus on your sovereignty, your safety, your happiness, and surrounding yourself with people who genuinely care. That is my wish for you, that you have the most uplifting, fulfilling, kind, compassionate partnerships, friendships, and intimate partners possible. Partner possible if you don't see lots of people at once. So another one to know if someone does the inner work. This is a huge one. Big red flag was for me in my journey is they do not lie to themselves or to you. I started to recognize that I had some very close friends who would lie a lot just to others. And I never thought of, I just kind of was like, oh, that's weird. That's weird. Oh, why is that person lying to why did that person just lie to the neighbor? Why did they lie? And I was like, they would never do that to me. Like they're just they lie they feel safe with me. But then I started to recognize there were little white lies they were telling me always. And I was like, how can you possibly build a solid foundation or true friendship on lies? You absolutely can't. So if they are lying, then they are at a part on their journey where they are not willing or ready to look at certain parts of themselves. And if they're lying to others purposely or maliciously, please back away from that relationship. Do what you can to just get out of that. It's no reason we should ever involve ourselves with malicious people or people who actually are practicing deceitfulness on purpose and lying to you just for the gain and fun of it. I actually found I was involved with a couple of situations where people were lying purposely and they got off on lying. I would catch the lies. I would see the lies very clearly. I did not call them out on it in their face, but I would just internalize it. And then I just kind of realized this is not someone I want to be around. Someone who is okay with lying out of their teeth to my face. That's not what you want either. So the real reality is they have nothing to hide or they don't have anything to prove. That's someone who's doing the inner work. They just are who they are. Why would they lie? They're just like, hey, take it as it is. I'm not trying to get you to like me. I'm not trying to fit into the world. Instead, I'm going to let the world fit to me. It's one of my favorite quotes that I like to say quite often. I write that in my book. I'm going to do one more for you. The final one to know if someone's doing the inner work is to recognize if they seek to understand and heal. They want to grow as a person. And if you are in a connection with them, they want to understand you. They're not going to take it personal if you have a different opinion or if you don't go with what they want to do. Or the thing is, they seek to understand and heal situations, which means they want to connect to you, but they don't try to control or condemn. They're not trying to control you. They're not trying to be in their ego where they're constantly trying to manipulate situations so they feel safe because they recognize. And when you get deeper in your spiritual journey and you get deeper in the inner work, you recognize your safety is within. Nothing outside of you can bring you safety. And I spent a lot of years trying to manipulate outside, not knowing. As a people pleaser, that is a form of manipulation. I'll do a whole nother video on that, where we want to be liked so much that we please past the capacity of self. And in doing that, we lose ourselves. And so for many years, I was doing this to try to control my environment. I felt so unsafe if people didn't like me or if they didn't see me. But the reality is no one could see me because I was basically hiding behind people pleasing. Whole nother video. If you are interested in me talking about people pleasing, leave a comment down below and we can get a whole side series on that. It's really resonating over on my Instagram right now. The people pleasers unite, no more people pleasing as we move forward. So these are some common ways to know if someone's doing the inner work. Hold them up to yourself too. Say, am I doing the inner work? And recognize. Final thing and thought for today, the inner work, it's all a spectrum. There's no all there or nothing. It's not like someone arrives and, they're like Buddha sitting on the mountaintop and just zened out forever. No, like I've been doing the inner work for many decades. I'm consistently doing more. And just last week, I fell into some of these, but I caught myself and I reminded myself that this is a journey. And that's where we want to be, is recognizing on the journey of what is important to you, You matter, and showing up for you is so important. Sending you lots of love today. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for coming. If you're loving this, comment, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know what topics resonate and what you want me to talk about. Talk to you soon. Thank you again for playing with the world.